A very good afternoon and a warm welcome to UBC's weekly news roundup, where we take a look at the stories that made headlines within the week. On this 11th day of December 2021, I'm Lauryn Kazimoto. Now we start off with our first story of the afternoon. President Yoweri Museveni this week launched the National Lifestyle Audit Campaign against corruption. Now the campaign is championed by the Inspectorate of Government, led by IGG Betty Kamya, who vowed to disable untouchables challenging the fight against corruption. Take a look.
President Yoweri Museveni has lashed at people who acquire human wealth without working. He was speaking during commemoration of the International Anti-Corruption Day at Kolo Independence Grounds in Kampala.
The people who go for corruption, some of them don't know, they don't have the culture of working. They want wealth, but they don't know how to work. It's actually a curse. If you get that wealth through corruption, I don't want to give examples.
This year's Anti-Corruption Day was commemorated on the theme promoting citizens' participation in social accountability. Before launching the National Lifestyle Audit Campaign against corruption, President Museveni called for monitoring of government projects, especially funds allocated to various projects.
So, lifestyle, you add also the performance audit. Not paper audit, but results-oriented audit.
Museveni, however, expressed concerns over the grassroots leaders who he termed as selfish leaders for failure to fight for their electorates.
And who is the victim of corruption? It is the villagers. Either directly talking with them or through their leaders. What I cannot understand is why the leaders of the villagers would not speak for them. What is the problem? Why do they forget their people? Or the LC3 chairperson, why does he not speak for his people? That one you can find out.
According to available information, Uganda loses over 10 trillion on its budget annually in corruption, which affects service delivery. The Inspector General of Government, Betty Kamya, says citizens have not joined the war against corruption.
We pray that you direct that all government programs that bring people together should have a component of civic education against corruption embedded in every agenda.
Kamya revealed the IGG's strategies aimed at fighting corruption. However, all this will be achieved with an increment in the IGG's budget for financial year 2022-2023. She chose to deal with untouchables in the fight against corruption.
In order to gain public trust and confidence, the public is crying about untouchables, so-called. The public wants to see some big heads roll. And with your support, Your Excellency, I assure you that on my desk are investigations which are likely to lead to heads to roll.
because that is the only way we are going to work together with faithfulness, with credibility, with a culture of hard work.
President Museveni launched a national lifestyle audit campaign against corruption.
And I'm very sure.
Now, embracing unity for national development is key in promoting socio-economic progress of any country, including Uganda. Now, this is the message that was emphasized during the annual Thanksgiving prayers held at State House in Entebbe. President Lauryn Kazimoto, who was the chief celebrant, encouraged Ugandans to have unity and faith in defeating the country's challenges.
The choir was so melodious. And the prayers were timely from all religious sects.
Great is thy faithfulness, and I said to myself, the Lord is my portion.
Including the Islamic faith.
إذا جاءك الذين يؤمنون بآياتنا فقل سلام.
But behind these prayers was a message of unity for development, as emphasized by Apostle John Bunjo of Christian Restoration Ministries International.
I pray from this precious house, on this ground which is holy, with our Papa, Mama there, and the ministers here, vice presidents, that all of us in this Chisanja securing the future, we will all secure the future by working together as a feast, and everybody say amen.
It is a message that was emphasized by President Yoweri Museveni, who officiated at the event.
When the British introduced coffee here and cotton, that's how workers came from Rwanda, from Burundi, from South Sudan to come and work on the coffee chambers, because there was some commercial activity. So, if we all wake up and speak one language, and all these rural families go into commercial agriculture, this issue of jobs would be addressed.
He emphasized the need to accompany prayer with action.
In this crisis of this year, these 2 years actually, because it was 2020 and 2021, the whole 2 years, for me, I can bear witness here that by praying and doing, we have overcome I don't know how many calamities.
Prayers of the day put emphasis on national economy, national safe reopening of all sectors in January 2022, youth and children, among others.
For no one is cast off by the Lord forever.
That you shower your mercies upon all our leaders, dream and effort to ensure that every sector is opened without further threat of the pandemic.
And as we cross over into the new year 2022, we ask you, Lord, that you will give us, your people, a safe and peaceful Christmas season.
The main celebrant of the day was Dr. Daniel Mate, the president of Seventh-day Adventist Union.
And we know that the government is not about NRM supporters only, but it's all about all of us. When the terrorists hit, they hit all of us. When the rockers came, they were coming for all of us. When Corona came, it came for all of us. So these are national interests for which we must coalesce on and get solutions.
The theme of the day was derived from the Book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 22, and I quote, "Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassion never fails." Henry Okrut, UBC. Justice.
Now, another story that made headlines this week. Paul Semogeri was announced the new Archbishop of Kampala Archdiocese. Now, Semogeri has been the apostolic leader of Kampala Archdiocese since the demise of His Grace, Right Reverend Dr. Cyprian Kizito Lwanga. Now, his appointment was made public by the Papal Nuncio, Luigi Bianco.
And today, 9th, of December has been 2021 elected the new Archbishop of Kampala Archdiocese.
The appointment ends his capacity as acting Archbishop of Kampala Archdiocese following the death of Archbishop Cyprian Kizito Lwanga. Bishop Paul Semogeri is now the new Archbishop, an appointment officially made by Pope Francis.
To congratulate the Kampala Archdiocese, the clergy, the religious and the faithful, where the now Archbishop Paul Semogeri has done a generous pastoral ministry.
Bishop Paul Semogeri, formerly the Bishop of Kasana-Luwero Diocese, has been the apostolic leader of the Archdiocese of Kampala for over 7 months.
I have been apostolic administrator in this metropolitan archdiocese, a task that has not been so easy, but has been done effectively.
Born on 30th June 1956, Semogeri attended Kigero Primary School before transferring to Kisubi Boys Primary School. He would join St. Maria Goretti Senior Secondary School, Katende, from where he completed his O-level. In 1976, Semogeri and 7 other young men became pioneer students at St. Mbaga Seminary at Gaba. This was the first class of this seminary, specializing in admitting men to train as priests when they are older than usual, without attending minor seminary. In 1978, Semogeri was sent to the St. Francis de Sales Seminary in Melwick, in the United States, by the late Cardinal Emmanuel Kiwanuka Nsubuga. Here, he graduated with a master's degree in divinity in 1982. On 21st November 1981, he was ordained a deacon by Archbishop Rembert George Wickland, the Archbishop of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Melwick. He was ordained a priest on 3rd June 1983 at Kampala by Cardinal Emmanuel Nsubuga, the then Archbishop of Kampala Archdiocese. He served as a priest in the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Kampala until 4th June 2008. He was then appointed Bishop of the Roman Catholic Diocese of Kasana-Luwero on 4th June 2008. This was before being consecrated Bishop on 23rd August of the same year, 2008, at Kasana-Luwero by Archbishop Cyprian Kizito Lwanga, Archbishop of Kampala.
I today gather courage to take on this responsibility. The Archdiocese of Kampala yearns for a shepherd to fill the virtue that was created after the death of the visionary, hardworking, focused and intelligent leader, the late Archbishop Lwanga.
He has been the apostolic administrator of the Archbishop of Kampala since April 2021, after the death of His Grace, Right Reverend Archbishop Dr. Cyprian Kizito Lwanga. Report compiled by Susan Nawonga.
The Uganda Youth Forum, in partnership with Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity, this week held their second virtual youth convention, during which young people were mentored and inspired to start business enterprises and also serve effectively in their workplace. It was hosted by the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, at State House in Entebbe.
For the 21st Century Youth was attended physically by 60 participants, while others joined the proceedings virtually. In her keynote address, read by Justice Mike Chibita, First Lady Janet Museveni, who is also the patron of Uganda Youth Forum, told young people that the power to realize their dreams of what they want their country, Uganda, to be known for lies within their hands.
What do you want your country, Uganda, to be known for? Do you want Uganda to be known as the best exporter of agricultural produce in the world? or maybe the most attractive tourism destination, the cleanest and most livable cities, or maybe you want Uganda to be known for science, technology, and innovation. Whatever your answer is to that question, I want you to know that the power to make those dreams a reality lies within your hands. How can we begin to plan for the small enterprises that can increase our family incomes and then village incomes? How can we save the little money we have instead of spending it all? It is all of our daily decisions as a community that will slowly but surely create the country that we all want to see.
Charles Ochichi, the Executive Director Enterprise Uganda, educated the youth that a good business idea is one which one can start with what they have.
You're a pump attendant, we are giving you 400,000 and people are lining to take that job. Now, because you have a degree, you feel very quickly bored of that job. And what happens to you? Non-promotable material. You will be the first for us to throw out. You with a degree, you with a diploma, the fellow with a P7 qualification goes to the same job, does the pump job with a good work ethic, and you know what? He gets promoted. He will be your boss.
During a panel discussion on entrepreneurship, Audrey Kurabogo, the CEO of TERP and Tomosi Group of Companies, and Pastor Patience Ruabogo of Covenant Nations Church also tipped the youth on entrepreneurship as a calling to answer a need.
So inspiration, my parents, what they were doing with very limited means was very inspirational. Take children to school, do what people disregard, let them laugh at you, but in the end you have the last laugh.
Starting where you are. When you're a young person, I think it's much harder to start a business when you're older because you have so many responsibilities, so many people depending on you. And to start a business, you need to really have, it's like a leap of faith. You just jump in. And when you're older, it's much harder.
The Uganda Youth Forum and Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity, with support from the Office of the First Lady, plan to hold the youth conventions on a quarterly basis.
Now, in what appears to be a move to drum support for the joint military operation against the ADF in North Kivu in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, UPDF medics this week started to conduct a medical health outreach for the Congolese communities in the Mukakati in Eastern Congo.
The route from Kamango, which stretches to Semogeri River inside the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, was a death trap for many Congolese before UPDF launched attacks on the ADF base at Beru 1, Beru 2, Tondoli, and Kambayayu. Uganda People's Defense Forces base at Mukakati has brought sanity and joy to the Congolese after years of ADF insurgency. The UPDF is deliberately offering medical outreach programs on top of constructing water point facilities to the people of Mukakati, Kamango, and Kitimbombo, respectively.
Set up a medical center, and many times they are coming for treatment. We have started also opening up water points and other activities. More especially is to inform them of our aim, our objective of coming here.
Now, after eliminating ADF threats, UPDF medics have embarked on offering civil military services at Mukakati Forward Operation Base. Captain Dr. Raymond Agaba said they register patients with different complications every day. According to Dr. Agaba, the medical exercise has drawn a reasonable number from neighboring Mukakati community.
The number we're treating right now, we're seeing an exponential increase as the days go by, because those whom we treat go and inform others back in the communities. Commonly, from the civilian population of the DRC, at the moment, we're seeing the highest majority being respiratory tract infections, gastrointestinal infections. Commonly they are known as diarrheal diseases that are characterized by vomiting, abdominal pain, and malaria. Being a densely forested area, Malaria is very common here. And right now we have registered success with the civilians we have treated so far.
He expressed his profound gratitude to the high turn-up of patients, saying that is a special moment to see the military off the battleground and offering medical services to the citizens.
Started getting pediatric cases, the children. So the mothers have started the civilian mothers have started coming in with their children for treatment. Yes, so we shall continue treating both the soldiers of UPDF, FADAC, and any other soldiers whom, because this is a joint operation, any other soldiers whom we may be working with.
Uganda People's Defense Forces medical contribution towards the treatment of patients in Congo will further strengthen the bilateral relationship between the two countries. Haruna Mutesasira, reporting for UBC News in North Kivu, Congo.
Now, Uganda and DRC this week signed a defense cooperation agreement to further strengthen the bilateral relations between the two countries. The agreement was signed by the defense ministers Vincent Sempija of Uganda and Dr. Gilbert Kabanda Kuhenga of Congo in Ituri province, Bunia. Sempija reiterated that the ongoing joint counter-ADF operation between FADAC and UPDF are bearing fruit and re-emphasized the need to formalize cooperation in the areas of defense and security.
Welcome, Dani from Governor.
Welcome to you in Bunia.
Operations between the RDC and the UPDF is bearing fruit. Above all, this unity of effort highlights the urgent need to formalize our cooperation in areas of defense forge and expand our capacity to confront all forms of cross-border security-related threats. So, forging together to fight wrong people, wrong enemies of peace, enemies of development. This is what we are doing. Let's be together to fight the negative elements together. The negative elements which are against our people's prosperity and peace.
Now, UPDF is constructing the road leading to the midpoint with Congolese forces to charge against the Allied Democratic Forces still hiding in the thick forests of Congo. Now, as Ivan Kahwa reports, UPDF has forced rebels to vacate most of the forests, and locals are now able to access the roads to and from the Congo border with Uganda via Busunga in Bundibujo.
Uganda People's Defense Forces has embarked on the construction of Busunga-Mukakati stretch through the thick Democratic Republic of Congo forests to charge towards the scampering rebels of the Allied Democratic Forces.
We have intelligence team, technical, and human intelligence. We have the air, we have the commandos from Special Forces Command, we have the infantry, and the other components.
The construction is from the Forward Operation Base, which is temporary, but in a few days, UPDF and the Congo forces will continue with the operations against the ADF.
We have not come here to just injure these people. It's like when you have these 4 fingers. If you want somebody who uses them, you have to cut, chop it. But if you just injure, somebody will come and return it and do the same thing. So a terrorist is a terrorist. Until you destroy a terrorist will continue operating because they are addicted.
The purpose as well is to access the camps that were hit by UPDF on Tuesday 30th November 2021.
Another objective is to enable traders. As you saw, this road, only motorcycles are used to ferry goods and people. But by yesterday, there were vehicles coming all the way from Beni towards our border between Uganda and Congo.
The army is on alert and prepared to take on any form of eventuality as they proceed to link up with Congo forces at Mukakati Semoliki River.
It's not my business if they are ready or not. For us, we are ready for them. In fact, what they can do is two things, either to report or to prepare for us. Otherwise, for us, we are very ready for them.
Avec son homologue, bien sûr, de l'Ouganda.
The collaboration is really moving very good, as you could see along the road. You see UPDF side by side with FADAC, and this will help to continue to track down the ADF deeper in the forest. The road was a very, very important step that they are going right now to finish.
Au moment où je vous parle, il y a déjà des troupes déjà positionnées dans plusieurs bastions qu'on a créés.
9 kilometers from where the forward operation base station is Mukakati Semoliki River, where the engineering brigade is yet to reach, but this is a point where further offensives will be conducted.
Yes, we know that they are moving out of their camps, but we shall follow them wherever they will go. We are supporting FADAC forces. We shall follow them wherever they will go.
Through the endowed green forests in Congo, men in green are on alert from both Uganda and Congo. Foot patrols are a routine.
No, we have that experience fighting in jungle warfare. Our troops are trained on fighting in jungle warfare. So it's not the first time we are doing that. We have ever done that in Congo. We have ever done that in South Sudan. We have done that in Central African Republic. It's not a new environment at all.
More artillery continues to enter DRC through Busunga border post to completely get the ADF extinct. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
How sweet it is.
All right, thank you, Ivan Kahwa. Now, Prime Minister Robin Nabanja was in Kayunga district to boost the by-election campaign of NRM flag bearer Mwonge Andrew, who was currently vying for the LC5 chairperson post as after it ran vacant during the death of an NUP candidate. Now, while addressing voters at Bale Sub-County and Galilaya Sub-County, Nabanja told voters the Bale Kayunga Road will be upgraded, as well as delivering boats to Galilaya landing site to ease transport.
Kayunga district residents welcomed the Prime Minister Robin Nabanja, who came to boost the campaign trail of NRM LC5 flag bearer Andrew Mwonge. While addressing rallies at Bale and Galilaya, Nabanja asserted that Bale Kayunga Road will be upgraded as directed by the President during his campaigns.
mu ofisi ntireka abantu b'Ekayunga tubagireko kasente kano akatono ebyamukyala munnamwe bya kifo kya mubaka mukyala ekikwatagana n'ekifo kya NRM kyabiri kya Chemaliwero C5 mu kiwa omuntu agenda okukwatagana ne gavumenti.
While campaigning, the NRM flag bearer Andrew Mwonge pledged total service delivery for all as Kayunga LC5 chairperson.
Nze njagala kweyama maaso gammwe nti ngenda kulwanirira okukyusa ekifaananyi ky'Eggaliraaya. Ngenda kulwana n'okukuukamu enjala tukyuse ebyenjigiriza mu Ggaliraaya.
Other rallies held were in Nachensa and Kayonza. The post has attracted 4 candidates, 2 independent candidates, NRM's Andrew Mwonge and NOP's candidates. I'm Nafka Farida and Robert Katamba.
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development and Operation Wealth Creation have teamed up to build a capacity of Ugandan population to participate in oil and gas industry. Now, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Irene Batebe, unveiled the ongoing planning of the Local Content Fund to support small-scale enterprises in the industry.
The Chief Coordinator Operation with the Creation, General Salimu Saleh, has assured the public the investment of $10 billion in the oil and gas sector in the next 5 years in the Albertine region. He was officiating at the National Oil and Gas Symposium at Makerere University.
How much of this money will be retained in our economy? How prepared are our food companies, our transport and logistics companies, our security companies, our engineering and consultancy companies? How prepared are we for this massive investment that is going to take place in the Albertine region?
The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has designed a local content development fund to reach the Finance Ministry for approval. The fund will target small and medium enterprises feeding the oil and gas industry.
The fund is meant to provide seed capital to SMEs and farmers to enable them, so they have a boost in being able to supply goods and services for the industry.
The stakeholders' engagement centered on how to build capacity of Ugandan population in exploiting opportunities surrounding oil and gas.
With the number of certifying bodies like OPITO and London guilds, we have certified a number of welders, a number of tradesmen who are able to do, I don't want to use Juakali, it is even more specialized work.
Abdul Nasiri Luwama, UBC News.
Now, the head of State House Anti-Corruption Unit, Colonel Edith Nakalema, this week called for a sensitization drive targeting young persons to detest corruption as government eliminates old ones. Colonel Nakalema said this during a courtesy visit to Uganda Broadcasting Corporation.
Sensitizing the young generation about the bad effects of corruption. Asking them to be people who are going to work for everything they want to get.
Colonel Edith Nakalema, head of State House Anti-Corruption Unit, has visited Uganda Broadcasting Corporation to meet management and editors. Corruption is a challenge to the country and hinders service delivery.
Let us all promote a culture of hard work other than expecting to grab what you find in public offices.
Corrupt assassination hinders the unit, which will not bow down to the highly sophisticated nature of the perpetrators of corruption.
Whereby the corrupt turn against the investigators, or all of us in the fight against corruption, and call us the bad ones, they call us the thieves, they call us the corrupt when we are touching them. So they want to discourage us, they want to drain us, they want...
Colonel Edith Nakalema adds that what gives them courage in the fight against corruption is the public trust in the unit and the support the Commander-in-Chief has offered and to eradicating corruption in the country.
The prevention, disruption, detection, quick response and support are our strategic objectives. We get support from other mandated agencies, but importantly from the citizens. Our main task that the President gave us was be quick to coordinate such that every citizen is helped and helped timely, within the time, because otherwise, once time elapses, someone will lose a life or lose the property, never to recover it. So,
Colonel Edith Nakalema's visit is part of the initiatives by the State House Anti-Corruption Unit ahead of the International Anti-Corruption Day, due to 9th December 2021 on the theme, Promoting Active Citizen Participation in Social Accountability. Nakalema applauded Uganda Broadcasting Corporation in the fight against corruption. The Managing Director, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, Wistonia Agaba, praised the corporation's support.
UBC, we do run 4 TV channels.
Yes.
That some people do not know about, because we have UBC TV, that is the main, then we have Star TV, the Uganda one, we have Magic, And we believe that this is a space that, if well harnessed by government, it will create a lot of employment.
Yes.
And for us as UBC, we have time and again told you that at any short notice you tell us, we shall be there to give coverage and also to document, because I think documentation of the past is very important for the generations to come to know that something was happening in line of fighting corruption and morals.
The editors and heads of departments had ideas in the initiative.
Apart from just hearing UNEC, we need about 2 witnesses.
Yes.
We organize them. We need to hear from these witnesses. They bring out a very good story, because you are now talking to the person, the beneficiary. They will tell us their story. Your input will be required in that story.
I noted that the strategies that we do as a country, of course the institutions are very many, but most of the institutions are enforcement institutions with the laws and what have you and what have you. But in the long term, what strategies do we have?
As TV, I think you've given us a lot of information that even us, the broadcasters, we don't know. Can we come up with short messages of 3 to 5 skits of 3 to 5 minutes so that we can air them every now and then?
In as much as this is happening, we start with us. Let us change our mindset. Why can't we think of, for example, we've talked about working. When you work and you earn your money, you don't think about stealing.
No.
So I think mindset change is something that probably you can also, push as a unit.
Deborah Namamonde, Andrew Sebira, UBC News.
UBC Weekly News Roundup. Now, the stakeholders on the fight against acid attack violence on women in Uganda are calling upon the focus on regulations to guide acid sales and an increased awareness of stigma towards the survivors. Now, the UN Women Head of Office in Uganda, Adikemi Ndiechi, says that they will continue to support efforts aimed at ending acid attacks in Uganda and also appreciate all actors for their advocacy and support to acid attack survivors. We have more on this report.
According to the Acid Survivors Trust International, globally there are over 1,500 acid attacks a year, 80% of which are on women, and in Uganda it is estimated that 1 of every 5 people know at least a victim of acid attack. The UN Women Head of Office in the country, Adekemi Ndiechi, says there is much need for a specific law for possession and use of toxic chemicals such as acid, adding that some countries have already developed such laws to overcome the acid attack vice.
At least let's see that it's going to be used for something industrial or something to benefit humanity or something in line with what that acid was created to do. Acid was not created to be on the skin of human beings. Specific law for the possession and the use of toxic substances and chemicals such as acid. Countries like Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan have developed such laws following strategic litigation.
Adekemi made the remarks during the dialogue on acid attack violence against women in Uganda. She urged communities to stand with stakeholders and partners that are addressing violence against women and children beyond 16 years of activism at the function held at Imperial Hotel in Kampala. The Vice Chairperson, Home Care Rescue Mission, Herbert Musimenta, says it is time to break the silence on acid attacks. They will continue working with stakeholders in the fight against acid attacks and stigmatization.
Our vision is actually to see that we can have a society where human rights of the marginalized group of the people that in a society are recognized and respected. And we envision this, that we can bring hope, empowerment, and improved living conditions to the marginalized group, especially the acid victims.
Amnafka Farida and Salongo Kasivante.
So, rise.
The Buganda Kingdom and the Directorate of Industrial Training at the Ministry of Education and Sports have finalized a collaboration partnership where the Directorate will provide technical support and assess Buganda subjects in different vocational occupations. Now, this was at a memorandum of understanding signed between the two parties at Bulange Mengo.
The Directorate of Industrial Training is to develop a competency-based curriculum for individuals and groups of people within the informal and formal sector in the Buganda Kingdom. The Directorate will also train Buganda Royal Institute of Business and Technical Education manpower, who will be coordinating the training delivery on behalf of Buganda government. The second Deputy Katikiro and in charge of finance, Robert Wagwa Nsibirwa, says many youths will acquire employable skills to earn a living, support themselves and become quality citizens in Uganda.
I find this intervention by DIT, where they are able to identify skills that are needed in the community and be able to certify those people with the skills in the community, as very timely. Because if I need house help and they have a certificate from DIT, then they are even going to earn a little more. I will be more confident about their abilities and expertise.
The chairperson, Industrial Training Council, Dr. Ruth Beyinzikamusoke, is pleased with the new partnership, saying it is going to improve the practical skills set of Ugandans.
And our intention is to address the issue of skills. We want to ensure that all young people, whether educated or not educated, are able to get a portable skill certificate, that you're able to show that I know or I can do this.
But our major interest, we shall be conducting assessment and training of all the skills acquired in Uganda. Whether somebody has gone to school or not, that is our major aim.
Uganda organized kingdom groups, namely Pewosa, Chisakate, Mwanterimba, among those which will be assessed and certified by the Directorate of Industrial Training. I'm Nafka Farida and Henry Mganga.
All right, UBC Weekly News Roundup takes a very short break and we return with business news.
Yellow Uganda, congratulations and thank you for buying shares in MTN Uganda. We look forward to a brighter future together. MTN will keep you updated with important information about your shares via SMS, our website and our official social media channels.
It's the festive season and we love it. And that means it's time to celebrate with GoTV.
Come with me.
So get your GoCoder and GoTV value for 25,000 shillings to watch with the whole family. And if you're feeling extra festive, upgrade to our best package yet, GoTV Super.
Something to look forward to.
Download the My GoTV app for more information.
Super.
We all deserve a super festive season. And with GoTV, there's every reason to love it.
Transact and win money after money with Airtel Money. 1.5 billion shillings in cash prizes up for grabs. The more you transact, the higher your chances of winning. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
It's no secret that ICT makes learning easy.
The strides made in our field couldn't be possible without it.
And now we can watch our favorite shows.
My radio is my best friend.
UCC provides an enabling regulatory environment and policy guidance for healthy competition. We also facilitate ease of doing business in the communications sector through licensing, standardization, spectrum management, tariff regulation, rural communication development, and consumer empowerment. An informed consumer is an empowered consumer. UCC supports local content and innovations. Driving the development of a robust communication sector in Uganda is Uganda Communications Commission. Yellow Uganda, congratulations and thank you for buying shares in MTN Uganda. We look forward to a brighter future together. MTN will keep you updated with important information about your shares via SMS, our website, and our official social media channels.
It's the festive season and we love it. And that means it's time to celebrate with GoTV.
Come with me.
So get your GoCoder and GoTV value for 25,000 shillings to watch with the whole family. And if you're feeling extra festive, upgrade to our best package yet, GoTV Super.
Something to look forward to.
Download the My GoTV app for more information.
Super.
We all deserve a super festive season. And with GoTV, there's every reason to love it.
Sasula era kulanga okozesa Airtel Money owangula obutitimbe bw'ensimbi tutedewe bilioni mu n'ekitundu yakwewangulira buli lw'okozesa Airtel Money.
Amina wakana ulamu masereka Muslim erilwe kasese inyobosi nga basunzira nti mukolesa Airtel Mobile Money munakola star nguma munane itano hash ngama wininga mitwali 10
joko mokuza Airtel Money joko mokuyola kafuwa sirinji Airtel Money ya buli wo yesigika teri konsalo.
Welcome back from the break, and now a look at our business news this afternoon. MTN Uganda has been listed on Uganda's Security Exchange market after fulfilling requirements. The development follows 6 weeks of share trading of the telecom company to the public through initial public offer IPO. A Ministry of ICT and National Guidance, Dr. Chris Baryomunsi, who was chief guest, appealed to multinationals to operate as per the demands of the national broadband policy.
At least 21,000 Ugandans have invested in the MTN initial public offer, with a total of 535 billion Ugandan shillings. This has qualified the telecom company to be listed on the country's securities exchange.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
The Minister for ICT and National Guidance, Chris Baryomunsi, officiated at the event, which was a fulfillment of the country's broadband policy.
The rationale behind this is to diversify the ownership of the telecommunications companies active in our market.
To ease market entry and enhance competition, intensify the rollout of broadband internet across the country.
Minister Baryomunsi urged the telecom companies to work with the government to reduce on internet prices for economic transformation.
I want to appeal to MTN and the other telecom service providers to look into the quality of the services, to look into the cost of data, and support us in reducing the cost of internet in this country, because it's an outcry in the country, especially in the wake of COVID-19, and a challenge to ensure connectivity and access to these services.
6 weeks ago, MTN Uganda declared intentions to sell 20% of its shares to the public as the initial public offer. However, the company has registered a short target by close of exercise.
Investment of today that will guarantee the future of the revenue, the future of the top line and the bottom line.
And the highest standards of corporate governance, and to always deliver and sustain value for you, our shareholders, now and into the future.
The MTN initial public offer has boosted the Uganda Securities Exchange with 74,000 securities central depository accounts. This has increased the liquidity of the market from 4 trillion shillings to 80 trillion shillings.
Shows the value and understanding of the market, but also the interest of having a new asset class in terms of investment.
Businesses, please come to the stock exchange, raise money, because as you've seen, MTN has done it, so can you. I'm sure you can all take advantage of what's available in the market.
The sale of these shares to the public reduces ownership of MTN Group in MTN Uganda from 96% to 83%. This is one of the conditions of the national broadband policy. Abdul Nasile Lobano, UBC News.
7 staff of a Tropical Bank Kampala branch were this week charged and remanded to Chigo and Chitalia prisons by the Anti-Corruption Court in Kololo on charges of causing financial loss and conspiracy to defraud their employer of 1 billion Uganda shillings. Sudat Kaye was at the Anti-Corruption Court and filed this report.
In a stingy crackdown operation to eliminate fraudsters in the industry, 7 staffs of Tropical Bank Kampala branch have been charged with causing financial loss and conspiracy to defraud their employer. The suspected have been remanded to Chigo and Chitalia prisons respectively.
That the volume of documents tendered in court by the applicants are many and need to be verified before a correct decision can be reached or can be taken. I am aware of the need to respect the right to presumption of innocence of the accused persons, and therefore processing release of the accused documents would also require some time, which is not still available.
The suspects include Kagwa Michael, a sales officer, Angoni Brian, a customs service officer, Nachanzi Aisha Katongole, the senior compliance officer, Imran Sadiq Hussein, the bank relations officer, Baigasara Kachamia, the branch operations supervisor, Nabonyene Abdu, the operations branch manager, and Jana Zainab Ntaro, chief teller. They have appeared before Grade 1 Magistrate Abat Asimwe, but all denied the charges. They were then sent on remand until Tuesday 14th December as the state verifies the documents of the people who stood sureties for them.
In the interest of justice to both parties, I will give a short adjournment for the state to conduct verification. And for that reason, this matter is adjourned to 14th December 2021 at 9 o'clock. In the meantime, the accused persons are remanded to prison.
Prosecution led by David Mogamba from the office of the DPP alleges that in November this year 2021 at Tropical Bank Kampala branch, all the 7 accused persons, while in performance of their duties, conspired to defraud their employer when they irregularly processed a payment of 1 billion shillings, paying it to Awana Bona Margaret as an administrator of the estate of Abdurazak Ilmrabet, a Libyan national, without following the bank procedure and well knowing that their actions would cause financial loss to the bank. Mogamba informed court that investigations in this case are still ongoing. The accused persons were arrested today by the State House Anti-Corruption Unit as they turned up for work. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Weekly news roundup has come to an end, but do enjoy more of UBC's programming. I'm Lauryn Kazimoto. Have a lovely afternoon.
Yellow Uganda, congratulations and thank you for buying shares in MTN Uganda. We'll look forward to a brighter future together. MTN will keep you updated with important information about your shares